My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Welcome back, folks. Today, zooming in from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, we've got a very experienced real estate entrepreneur. Tamairo Moutry has done a lot. In fact, she's been doing this for quite some time. She was able to retire as a real estate millionaire in her early 30s, and she built up a portfolio of over 50 properties. Then the 07-08 crisis kind of hit, shook things up. She liquidated things. She took a different path, and recently, well, not that recently, a while ago, I think 2018, 2019, got back into real estate investing and has been building up a portfolio again. I think she's over 40 units at this point. She does a whole bunch of stuff. So she's an active real estate investor building up her portfolio. She's also a real estate professional, a realtor, helping other people get into the market. And she does wholesaling and flips as well, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct, Tamairo? You're a busy lady.
Yes, that's correct. I could add a whole bunch of other things to that too, but you're in the right direction for sure.
All right, so let's rewind a little bit. We don't want to spend too much time on the backstory, but what happened with you during that, we're in a bit of a crunch right now, but I don't think it's anywhere near as bad as it was in 07-08. Tell us a little bit about what happened for you then, why you decided to liquidate things, and then what got you back into the market.
Well, I've always liked the fact that I didn't have to work for anyone else, and really my plan A was it. So when I left teaching elementary school, I said this has to work. So I got enough things going for myself where I I said, hey, this is it, and I'm not going to do anything else. So it's gonna work. I don't care what happens, and that's pretty much where I got started because I didn't want to do teaching anymore because I was
I
an
don't blame
elementary.
you. Elementary school, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was a teacher, and I decided that that was it. And I had a son that was misbehaving in school, and I said, hey, I actually, to be honest, I had a brother who was in prison at the time that he actually told me you should get into real estate. And I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I figured it out.
Yeah.
So what I did was I built up all of my doors of real estate. And then after I built up those doors is when I replaced my teaching income, and then I left. But when 2008 came, a couple of friends of mine started talking to me, telling me, it was prior to that the market was going under, and I wasn't for sure what was going on, but I saw where I kept hearing a bunch of people that were foreclosing on their properties, and I kind of did like this for a while. I kept my arms folded because I said, hey, my credit's good. I don't want to ruin anything because I had a bunch of loans.
Yeah.
So I said, well, I'm not gonna just give all my properties back to the bank like that. I said, I'm just gonna weather the storm. So I went all the way until about 2010, and I kind of looked around, and it was almost like I was the last man standing. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, my properties are underwater. I said, my tenants are not paying. I said, I'm gonna have to just get out of this and do something else. So
Yeah.
that's what I did. I liquidated and maybe kept a couple of properties because I bought properties that were some were free and clear as well as having some mortgages. And I continued on. I pivoted and I went to another area of real estate because I started off as a loan originator and became a mortgage broker too as well. And I had the mortgage company. So not only did I liquidate my real estate portfolio, but I closed my mortgage company too as well. But then I
Mhm.
started buying properties and flipping them, teaching other people how to do the same. And eventually I got my real estate license, and the ball just kept rolling from then.
Interesting. All right. So you went from long-term rentals and having a mortgage business, and then that all of that kind of all at the same time went to hell in a handbasket, as we say. And then you made a massive pivot, stayed in real estate, but you started flipping. How many years did you do that for, Tamairo? Did you focus on flipping?
Probably for the next, I want to say maybe, let's see, 2019 is when I got my real estate license. So probably for the next, I want to say 9 years, I
Yeah.
was just buying and flipping. And I also was helping other real estate professionals to manage their real estate portfolios.
Mhm.
So I have a whole bunch of management experience. And after that, I became a realtor. I still was my landlord, but I became a realtor, and then a few years after that, became a real estate broker. So
All right.
I'm in 4 states with the real estate broker thing, and I just most recently became a loan originator again. So I'm in 50 states doing that, and I'm constantly doing this wholesaling. I'm still buying properties. By the time 2018 rolled around, I said, "Hey," I said, I think it's a good time for me to get back into the buy and hold game. So,
Mhm.
how I got in, because I haven't had a mortgage in my name in 20 years. Okay. So, I didn't even need the bank to come back from that. I just continued to take my real estate commissions and to do some different types of strategies of real estate investing, which included subject to
Mhm.
and also included seller financing and wholesaling. So that's the way that I built my portfolio back up from 2018 to 2022. As of right now, I'm back up to 41 doors. And I own properties in
Congratulations.
Georgia. Thank you. I own properties in Georgia, Florida, and Wisconsin. And I did also buy some land in Florida as well as the 2 new construction homes that I have.
You're hustling. You're hustling and bustling and keeping busy. That's for sure. That's awesome. So I think you've got some interesting strategies. Well, I've got a whole bunch of questions for you, Tamairo. Big question is, how the heck do you manage all of these different activities at the same time and keep sane and still have a little bit of a life outside of work, or do you?
Well, first of all, who said I was sane? No, I'm just joking.
I want to be polite. We don't know each other that well yet.
Yeah, just joking. But what I can say to you is I just make it work.
Yeah.
I do have realtors that work under my real estate companies.
Mhm.
And I do have virtual assistants that help me with a little bit of paperwork and just a tad bit of my marketing because I kind of do my own marketing.
Yeah.
And I just kind of combine everything together. I'll give you an example. I had to do continuing education for my Wisconsin broker's license. And when I did that, I had to go to Wisconsin Dells. So when I do things, I make a trip out of it. I also do a lot of virtual I do a lot of virtual work. I am considered having 4 virtual real estate brokerages. So not all the time do I have to be in person, and I have systems in place where I don't have to be in all those places at one time.
Very, very cool. No, that is impressive managing all of that at the same time. Um, Kind of a personal question for you, but so such a huge switch from going from being an elementary school teacher, which is like, my mother was a teacher, so I'm familiar with kind of the employee attitude, to a complete 180 to being self-employed, being 100% responsible for everything. Was that a challenge for you? Because you're definitely in your element now, but initially was it difficult to make that transition from employee to self-employed like that?
That's a very good question. And that's one question that really isn't asked of me in these podcasts because I've been on many. And I like that question. And that's a good way for me to explain my whole situation of me being tired of being mistreated in corporate America,
Mm,
which is the reason why I said I did not have a plan B. The plan A had to work because I was
yeah.
tired of the maltreatment, and I always had an entrepreneurial spirit. I mean, even though this might not be real estate related, but I used to have booths at the 7 Mile Fair and I used to sell stuff on eBay. I had a daycare. So, I still had this entrepreneurial spirit going anyway. I
Mhm.
left out of teaching and I started doing other things because I felt like I wanted to take my time back. When my son was misbehaving in school, it really was the wake up call that I needed to say, hey, I need to have a more flexible schedule where I can stop doing what I need to do and go up to my son's school to see, what the hell is going on. And that right there was one of the biggest whys why I decided that I don't want to work for anyone else again.
Who'd ever think that your kid misbehaving
Yep, that's
would
part
be
of it.
would be the spark that kind of led you down this path? That is
Oh,
really, really cool.
yep.
Hopefully he's not misbehaving so much anymore. Hopefully.
Well, you know how kids are. Yeah, he's still misbehaving, but he'll come
he,
out of it one day.
he's a grown up. He could take care of himself now.
Yep.
Very, very cool, Tamara. So where real estate investing wise, we were talking a little bit off camera before we started the interview. Nowadays, you've got like fancy terms what it for it would be a vertically integrated real estate business, right? Because you've got the realtor business, which feeds into the wholesaling business. Wholesaling feeds into the realtor business. You're doing flips. You're doing buy and hold. You're getting into the back into the mortgage business. You've got all of these things kind of going at the same time, feeding into each other. That is very, very impressive. So
Thank you.
where you know where do you see the biggest opportunities for you over the next 12 months? Where are you heading towards?
Well, believe it or not, I started to partner with people, whether it means helping them to get into the field, people who don't know where to start. Um, because I do want to piggyback and go back a little back. Uh, uh, the part where I started off as a teacher, I
Yeah.
never did really tell you how I got started and how I got the money to get all those properties. And the reason was because I had bought my first home and some years had passed and I pulled equity out of that property. So when I pulled equity out of that property, it was a really good time. I pulled equity out of that property twice. And I think it was about $68,000. And I had never had that much money in my bank account in my life.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what pivoted me to move forward to using that money as down payments. And the other thing was rubbing elbows with the right people too, and just kind of listening in because I'm self-taught. I did a
Mhm.
lot of research and education online, but a lot of the stuff was through trial and error. And there was a lot of things that went right and a lot of things that went wrong. But my goal is to teach others how to do it. So I have all these Facebook groups. I'm getting ready to go on tour to try to teach real estate investing to all these different communities and teach them how to get the money because a lot of people don't know that you can do a refinance on your home and get money out and start buying additional properties, or they don't know that they can kind of do house hacking to move on to the next property without having to put 20% down, or
Mhm.
that you can do seller finance, and they don't know about all these different strategies. My first time in 20 years of buying a property with a mortgage came last year when I just bought this home on a golf course and I did a DSCR loan. They need to understand and learn about these loan products that exist out here. I can't believe how many people I'm talking to that don't understand that these hard money loans exist, that these DSCR loans exist, that you can buy stuff in your company name with an LLC and you can create the LLC
Yeah,
today
well, I mean,
and
the
get
average
funding
person,
tomorrow.
yeah, there's no way they're going to know that. So, as we're wrapping up, Tamaro, if people would like to connect with you, where should they go? What's the best way?
Personal page on my Facebook, and that's under my first and last name. I have a public figure page, but I'm on my personal page the most. They can see all my funny memes and the little stuff that I talk about, and I also, I try to educate the public too as well about real estate investing.
Well, the nice thing is you've got a very unique name, so I'm pretty sure there's only one of you on Facebook. Very, very good, Tamara. Well, thank you very much for being on the show. This has been a lot of fun.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, take care, and we'll see you on the next episode. Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewyou.com. Now at moneypartnerformula.com, we help real estate investors to create a process for predictably getting capital so they can do more deals without relying on hard money lenders or the banks. We do this by building them a private capital marketing system. Now, if you want help turning yourself into a big money capital attraction machine, then book a call with our team to see how we can help. Just visit moneypartnerformula.com to find out more. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next interview.